Morning, viewer. Welcome to our English version. Yes, really amazing news for our viewer. Sealed within an egg cell. How can chicks prepare for the world into which they are about to hatch? With no obvious direct communication channel across the cell, adult zebra finches produce distinctive high-pitched warning songs known as heat calls. When painting during a heat wave and experiencing the calls can leave developing chicks better prepared to cope with heat after hatching. So, but no one knew whether the rapidly repeating warning songs could directly change the chicks' brains. Julia George, Clemson University in US, and colleagues report in the Journal of Experimental Biology that experiencing heat warning calls while still in the egg alters the activity of genes involved in the blood-brain barrier in a region of the chick's brain. Amazing, sir. That is called the hypothalamus. That controls how the body responds to overeating, preparing the teeny developing birds for hot conditions when they hatch. To find out how the zebra finch warning songs change developing chick brains, Mylene Marite, then at Deakin University, Australia, played recordings of heat calls to developing zebra finch embryos as though the parents were chattering to them during the last few days before the chick was due to hatch. Viewers, how zebra finch embryos detect heat calls has not been tested yet, but could possibly involve vibration sensing or other modes of detections in addition to hearing, says Marite. Just before the chicks hatched, she collected samples of the chicks' brains, sending them to Queen Mary University of London, UK, where Katy Palios and QMUL Genome Center prepared the samples for analysis. Then, Prakrit Subha, Clemson University began the painstaking task of identifying which genes were switched off or on to produce the changes in the youngsters' brains triggered by the parents' heat calls. However, the team was surprised when almost none of the hormone genes in the chick's hypothalamus, which they have suspected would be switched on after experiencing heat calls to other offer protection, were most activated. This was initially disappointing, says George. Instead, genes involved in cell structure and muscle contractions, including the gene for tropomyosin 1, an essential protein involved in muscle contraction, were activated much less after the developing chicks were played zebra finch heat warning calls. The team then looked more closely at the cells that make up the hypothalamus and realized that the warning songs had altered the activation of genes in the muscles lining the blood vessel of the hypothalamus, which form an essential component of the blood-brain barrier. When the exclusive report, FTB English.